is it a journey of into knowing everything before you take the step? It isn't. It is. You know, all of you have described some struggle in your life. I've just described one of my dark nights of the soul. The phrase, of course, comes from St. John of the Cross. And I think we go through dark nights because they're meant to teach us the things that the times of joy and success don't teach. I think it's Rohr, I don't know which book, might be in the one we're reading, says, you know, really after the age of 40, success doesn't have anything really to teach you. I thought that was a great point. You guys are all very successful. Success really doesn't have much to teach you anymore, but failure does, unraveling does, dark nights of the soul do.
So the inner life, if we don't come face to face with the state of our own souls, without shame, just the reality of, okay, Lord, here I am. I'm kind of messed up. And not run from God, but lean in and come face to face with what has to change in order for me to see my name. Instead of denying that I have a bias, instead of denying it, saying, I've uncovered a bias. What do I do about that? And there's so much. So here's where I have great empathy for white people. Not learning history, being told a narrative, and now all of a sudden coming face to face. I have huge empathy. I can't imagine how shocking it is. I cannot imagine how shocking that would be if it's been all stars and stripes, red, white, and blue, and now you hear the reality. So I have empathy for that. That is completely disorienting. And in that is a choice. Either you're going to line up with everything that's history is CRT, and so now we have an excuse not to look at history, or the truth will set you free. What's it going to be?
One of the things that happens to people during deconstruction, and very often they don't even talk about this, it's something that happens only in private, is that in private, they ask themselves, what if none of this is true? And then they say, how do I want to live? And when you say, and if a person says, what if none of this is true? But based on what I know, I would like to be a person of justice, joy, and peace. And I think Jesus was really right. And I don't know exactly what else to say about Jesus, but I sure know, I think he was right. And I think that in all of my spiritual life, I was buying a whole field, because there was just one little pearl of great price that was hidden in the field. What's the pearl? The field isn't the important thing. The pearl in the field is the important thing, you know.
But I think the personal work that has to be done about the crucifying of power in our own lives is just a lifelong work. We're talking about something that will never be settled on this side of eternity. We're not talking about something that therefore should be deflected or deferred. It's just to say it's always going to be at hand. It's always going to affect us in a significant way. And how we make sense of that and how we come to confront that in our own work, as well as in our work within teams and organizations and congregations, or whatever our leadership roles might be.
That all the strategy in the world, right, cannot beat culture. Culture wins every single time. And we know that culture has been under white male influence and control for a long time, right? And what you might be experiencing, I don't want to talk for anybody, what you might be experiencing, going through, is culture is shifting. And all the white male strategy in the world can't beat the shift in culture. It can't, right?